So I'll just do the first one.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in the first one we had Mn2 plus reacting with ClO2 negative. Now this species is different from ClO2 compound. Okay, so Mn2 plus ClO2, sorry, O3. Mn2 plus ClO3 negative giving you MnO2, and this is called chlorine dioxide, which is ClO2, and the reaction medium was acidic. Okay, first thing is oxidation states. So Mn has already oxidation state of 2 plus. This will come out to be +5,
+5,
+4,
+4.
and +4.
+4.
Okay, so with that I can just split up the reaction into two half reaction, which would be OHR and RHR. So which species is undergoing oxidation?
Mn.
Mn species.
Mn.
So I will write Mn2 plus changing to MnO2, and the reduction will be chlorine related species ClO3 negative giving ClO2. Okay, after splitting the reaction we balance the oxygen. So 2 on the right, so we'll add 2 H2O on the left. Here 3 on the left and 2 on the right, so we'll add 1 H2O on the right. After the balancing of oxygen, the hydrogen would be balanced. So this would be balanced with 4H plus for the OHR and 2H plus for the RHR. Till here, everything okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now after balancing of oxygen and hydrogen, we balance the charges via transfer of electron, and the electron transfer is to be always related as Leo and Ger. So for the OHR, the electrons would be lost, and for the RHR, the electrons would be gained. So if you look at the charges, on the left hand side you have +2, on the right you have +4. So you can balance this with -2 on the right. -2 indicates the 2 electron ka loss. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So it will be loss of 2 electrons here. Then for the RHR, it is -1 and +2. That is +1 on the left and 0 on the right. So you can balance this by subtracting 1, which will indicate 1 electron gained on the left. Clear? Any
Yes,
doubt
sir.
in the charge transfer?
No, sir.
Okay.
So 2H plus means 2 electrons are given, right?
2H plus means H has given 1 electron.
Yeah.
So total loss will be 2 electrons. Yes.
And minus means they are ClO3 has taken 1 electron.
Correct.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So
Yes.
now to balance the electrons, the RHR needs to be multiplied by 2 so that the loss would be balanced by the gained. Correct. And then you can just add up the two half reaction to get the net reaction. So on the left side we have Mn2 plus 2H2O plus, when you say multiply by 2, this will be twice, this will become 4. So it will be twice of ClO3 negative plus 4H plus. That is your reactant side, giving MnO2 plus 4H plus twice of ClO2 and twice of H2O. Water molecules will get cancelled. Clear? Now if you verify the equation with the charges, you have +2, -2 and +4. +4 on the left, 0, +4, 0, +4 on the right. If the charges are balanced, then this is your 100% correct balanced reaction.
So won't hydrogen also get cancelled from both the sides?
Yeah, sorry. That will also get cancelled.
So, hello?
Then the charge will be 0 on either side.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
So, so the hydrogen will also get cancelled, no?
Yeah, it's getting cancelled. So the
Okay.
charge will be 0 on either side.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Then the fourth one, na?
So,
Hmm.
can you explain that in the second sum, what is undergoing oxidation and reduction?
What is the charge you have taken for hydrogen peroxide? H2O2.
-1 and
Have you taken -1?
No, I didn't take it as -1.
So that step itself would be wrong, na? Hydrogen peroxide, the peroxides have a charge of -1, na?
Okay, sir.
So I'll just write the charges and then you can yourself understand. This will be -1, this would come out to be +7, this will come out to be +3
3.
and 0. So oxygen is undergoing oxygen -1 to 0 oxidation, and chlorine is undergoing reduction. Then split up and balance it.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So in this sum, can we do it directly?
What?
The balancing in the second sum,
Directly in the sense?
like 2H2O2 plus ClO4 minus gives us ClO2 plus 2O2 plus 2H2O.
That would be okay, but when you are asked to balance the redox reaction using the oxidation number method or the half reaction method, then you need to show the steps.
Because in this you only need to balance the oxygen, so we can just add water and balance it.
Yeah, that can be done. See, in case of entrance, when this type of questions are asked, we are not going to follow the entire stepwise method. But when it comes to theory part, then you have to show the steps.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Let's do the fourth one. The fourth one is MnCl2 plus HO2 negative. HO2 negative is the anion of the peroxide only. HO2 negative is the anion of peroxide only, giving MnOH thrice and Cl minus with the medium of the reaction acidic. So Mn will be +2, oxygen would be -1, Mn would be +3, oxygen as an oxide would be -2, and chlorine is same, -1 on both the sides. Okay? So now,
So we have to make it 2 chlorine, right?
yeah, that would be done. Now in this case, even if you don't take the chlorine in your reaction, that would also be okay. If you remember, in this case, the chlorine is not undergoing any change. So instead of MnCl2, you can start by using Mn2 plus, because the Cl minus will be cancelled on both the sides. That could also be done, but if you're taking chlorine, then that is also okay. No issues with that. Okay, so the OHR part would be MnCl2 changing to MnOH twice. And the chlorine species should also be taken in this reaction itself. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, the peroxide HO2 negative is changing to MnOH thrice. Now, this is a problem over here when you are dividing this reaction into two half reaction. Tell me, what is the problem?
The second reaction doesn't have Mn.
Correct. So if it doesn't have Mn, we should be introducing the Mn species in the RHR also. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone done like that?
So can we just use on the RHS as OH minus 3OH minus?
Yeah, that could also be done, but since in the question we are being given the Mn wala species, If in case we are doing with the MnOH thrice in the RHR, then we have to include the Mn species in the RHR on the reactant side also. The second method, very valid. You can also take only the OH negative in the RHR. That would
So,
be easier. Yeah. See, one of the part is, since the Mn species are there, you have to introduce the Mn species in this also. The moment you introduce Mn species here, you have to introduce the chloride ions on the right also. This is how you can split up. Because apart from oxygen and hydrogen, the other atoms need to be balanced before we balance the oxygen and hydrogen. Is that point clear?
Yes.
So what I have done is Mn and Cl are appearing on both the sides in OHR. Similarly, Mn and Cl here are appearing on both the sides. So this would be correct. या फिर इसका एक simplified method क्या होगा? In the OHR, instead of MnCl2, I can split up as Mn2 plus and 2Cl minus.
Yes, sir.
Similarly, MnOH thrice could be splitted as Mn plus 3 and 3OH minus. Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Now the 2Cl minus could be cancelled from both the sides.
Yes, sir.
So now the Mn species is just Mn2 plus changing to Mn3 plus, and the peroxide species is HO2 negative changing to 3OH minus.
Yes, sir.
So इस केस में ये वाला जो Mn species को introduce करने वाला complications है, that you can directly avoid, and this would be the better method if you are solving it like this. Am I clear on this?
Yes, sir.
See, even this type of splitting is correct, and what I'm doing here is also correct. Meaning, I'll just write Mn2 plus changing to Mn3 plus, and in the RHR, the HO2 negative is changing to OH negative.
So, but in the previous method you've shown, the RHR is similar to the, like, it's the same equation what our reaction is. Like, there's no change.
Yeah, but why I have to do that is the oxygen is changing from -1 to -2. Correct. And this hydroxide is present in MnOH thrice, due to which we are getting the Mn species. For that, I am introducing the MnCl2. And since I am introducing MnCl2, I have to reintroduce a chloride. So at the end, what will happen? Many of the stuff will get cancelled off. So should I solve by using this particular simpler method? The second one, is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
ठीक है, so इसमें ऑक्सीजन एंड हाइड्रोजन का बैलेंसिंग तो आएगा ही नहीं for this particular OHR, because there are no oxygen, so there will be no hydrogen balancing. Correct. And the charge transfer, I can just add up the electron on the right. So this is my balanced reaction, OHR. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And for oxygen, there are 2 oxygen here and 3 on the right. So I'll add 1 H2O. Then I'll count the hydrogen. There are 3 on either side, so it is balanced. Correct.
Yes, sir.
And for the charge balancing, I'll just add 2 electrons. So it is -3 on both the sides. Correct.
Yes, sir.
And now
Yes, sir.
I'll multiply the OHR by 2 to get the 2 electron loss, which will be gained over here. So now, if I add up the 2 half reaction, I'll get the net reaction, which will be twice of Mn2 plus HO2 negative plus H2O, giving twice of Mn3 plus and 3OH minus. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now if you look at the charges, it's +4 - 1, which is equal to +3, and this will be +6 and -3, which is also equal to +3.
Sir,
Do we eliminate Cl?
See, we can eliminate the Cl because the Cl wala species is not undergoing any change. So whether you write or don't write in this redox reaction, it won't matter. Understood? So redox reaction where the main species are those which are undergoing a change. So you can look at the Mn species which is undergoing oxidation. You can look at the peroxide species which is undergoing the reduction. Understood?
Yes, sir. Sir, can you show this with your method in which we are using the entire reaction?
Yeah. Okay, so our OHR. Yes, Siddhant?
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yeah, say.
Sir, in the OHR, will it be incorrect if we write Mn gives you MnOH thrice?
In the
OHR in
OHR.
this method, in the simpler method, will it be incorrect if we write Mn gives you MnOH thrice?
Mn2 plus, right?
Yeah, Mn2 plus gives you MnOH thrice, or we have to write Mn2 plus gives you Mn3 plus only.
See, if you write Mn2 plus, then you are eliminating the chloride ions. So chloride ions anyways are getting eliminated from both the sides. So writing Mn2 plus giving MnOH thrice is also correct.
Okay.
That would also serve the purpose. And finally, at the end, the water and the H plus ions would get balanced, and you'll get a similar type of balanced reaction. Similarly, यहाँ पर if you ignore the Mn वाला species, that is also okay. And similarly, chloride वाला species भी ignore किया तो चलेगा. So that is what I have done in the RHR.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So doing by this second method would actually be the best thing, because उसमें complications नहीं आएंगे and there will be no repetition of the species. Because इस case में आपको repetitions काफी आ जाएगा if you are doing it by this method. Answer आएगा, no doubt with that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So this was your OHR, and the RHR was HO2 negative giving MnOH thrice, and then we introduced MnCl2 over here, and for that 2Cl minus over here. Now after this we will be adding the water. So MnOH thrice में 3 oxygen है, it will be added with 3 H2O. Then hydrogen के लिए I am doing the entire OHR once, चलेगा ना? ठीक है, एक साथ ही कर रहा हूँ. So 6 hydrogen here and 3 over here, so it will be balanced with 3 H plus ions. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and then if you see the charge balancing, it is 0 on the left and -2 plus 3, that is 1 on the right. So to make it 0, I have to add 1 electron to the right. So that means loss of electron, it is confirmed as an oxidation. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Similarly for the RHR, oxygen are 2 and 3. So we will add 1 H2O to the left. Then hydrogen are 3 and 3, which is already balanced. Okay. Then you balance the charge, it will be -1 and -2. So there will be gain of just 1 electron here. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So now the loss and gain is of single electron only. So I can just add up the two half reactions directly to get the net reaction.
Sir? Sir?
Yeah, say.
When do we add OH minus to the reactions?
If the reaction medium is basic.
Okay. So otherwise we don't need it to balance the reactions?
No. Only in basic medium we are neutralizing the H plus ions through the OH minus ions.
Okay.
So MnCl2 plus MnCl2 would be 2 moles of MnCl2 overall plus 3 H2O, but 3 plus 1, 4 H2O. So 4 moles of water plus peroxide anion. MnCl2 twice, 4H2O and the peroxide, giving MnOH thrice will be twice, so it will be 2 MnOH thrice. Then the Cl minus are totally 4, so 4 Cl minus and 3 H plus. Okay. So now if you look at the charges, it is -1 here and -4 plus 3 -1 here. So with the Mn species, it would be the balanced reaction. Yeah.
I got the same reaction when I used H2O instead of in the reduction half reaction.
So you got the same reaction.
Yeah, it's the same.
The charges are balanced, -1 on either side. It's
Yes, sir.
-1 on either side, right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this might happen because in this case we are anyways balancing the charge in the step number 6. So when you took the neutral water, you might have got the gain of electron differently. यहाँ पे कितना gain आया था? How many electrons were gained in the RHR?
2E minus.
So with the 2E minus, basically your reaction got balanced. So yeah, so this can happen with the half reaction method, but then oxidation number method, it would have been difficult. You would not have got a balanced reaction by that method.
Yeah, so if in this method I use H2O, it is fine, right? If
If
there
you're
is some
getting, yes,
react
and the
like
reason
this.
would be because anyways we are balancing the charges with the loss and gain of electron. That is the reason your reaction have got balanced and you're getting the similar reaction at the end. So that is also okay.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so both the methods you are getting the balanced reaction. The first method we are going as per the species which are being given. If you want to reduce the complications, then since the chloride ions are not undergoing the change, you can drop them and split the reaction accordingly. Also, the peroxide species are changing with respect to MnOH thrice. So if you want to introduce the Mn species in the RHR, what I have done, I have added MnCl2, and for MnCl2 I have to also introduce the chloride ions, and then balancing would be in the similar format. So you are getting a balanced reaction in both the cases. Either of the method is okay. And the third thing, instead of the OH minus, even if you take H2O, since we are balancing the charges, we are able to get the balanced reaction. So all the three methods would be correct. Yes, Siddhant, you want to ask something?
No, sir, that was a mistake.
Okay. Okay, so doubts are cleared in the fourth one. Everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Do I need to solve the fifth one?
No, sir.
Anyone having any doubt? Fifth one?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Fifth one, yeah.
Okay. Quickly, I'll take that. So it is permanganate MnO4 minus with Br minus, giving manganese dioxide and BrO3 negative, and the medium of the reaction is basic. So it is Mn plus 7 over here, -1 bromide, plus 4 and plus 5. Hope the oxidation states are correct.
Yes,
Any
sir.
doubt in understanding the oxidation state? Okay, so I'll split up this reaction into OHR, wherein the Br negative is oxidizing to BrO3 negative, and the manganese species is undergoing the reduction, and we know that permanganate is a good oxidizing agent, so it has to undergo reduction. Always remember that. Okay, so now for the OHR, oxygen balancing would be done with 3H2O, hydrogen balancing would be done with 6H plus. Then since it is basic medium, you will be adding OH minus equal to H plus on both the sides. And this 6H plus and 6OH minus would change to 6H2O, which would balance this 3H2O, and finally I can write here 3H2O. This is my complete OHR balanced reaction. Clear hai?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Similarly for RHR, we have 4 oxygen and 2 oxygen. So oxygen balancing would be done with 2H2O. Hydrogen ke liye 4H plus. Basic medium, so add 4OH minus on both the sides. And then this 4H2O would balance off the 2H2O, and net I'll get 2H2O. Okay, now I'll do the charge balancing. So in the OHR, I have -1 and -6, that is -7. And on the right, I have just -1. So what do I do?
Plus 6e on the right hand side.
Yes, there will be loss of 6 electrons, which will be the 6 electrons addition on the right. Then in the RHR, tell me.
Plus 3 on the
Plus 3e. Yes.
Correct, because it's -1 and -4. So to balance them, I have to add 3 electrons. And then the loss and gain of electron needs to be balanced. The LCM is 6. So multiply the entire RHR by 2. Correct.
Yes, sir.
So now I'll add up the 2 half reaction to get the net reaction. And the net reaction is Br negative plus twice of MnO4 negative plus water would become 4 times H2O plus a mist of 6OH minus. Okay? Everything done? Yes. And to the right, I have BrO3 negative plus 3H2O and twice of MnO2 and 4OH minus would become 8OH minus. Similar species once again would be balanced. So 4H2O and 3H2O will go away and balanced as 1H2O on the left. Similarly, 8OH minus and 6OH minus would be balanced as 2OH minus on the right. So this would be the correct balanced reaction, which will be appearing as Br minus plus 2MnO4 negative giving BrO3 negative and twice MnO2 and 2OH negative. And if you verify, it is
H2O.
plus H2O. And the charge balancing, if you see, it is having -3 on both the sides. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that completes the doubt solving of the assignment 2. Only one of the example, which one was that? MN wala? Fourth one. Okay, so I've given you both the methods and also the third method by which OH minus ki jagah, if you take water, then also if you're getting the same reaction, then it is a valid method. No issues. Okay. Okay. So now, not going by the word, I'll just start with the example and then we'll come to this particular topic, that is of electrode potential. So if I talk about any displacement reaction, tell me, are the displacement reactions redox reactions or not? And can you give an example?
Yeah, so they are redox.
The displacement are redox. Can you give an example?
SO4 plus Zn.
Pardon?
Zn plus HCl.
Zn plus CuSO4
Yeah.
gives ZnSO4 plus Cu.
Zn plus H2SO4, CuSO4, both are okay. And one more example, Zn plus HCl, we know that any metal when dissolved in acid forms a
Hydrogen
salt
gas.
with the liberation of hydrogen gas. And this is a displacement reaction wherein we say zinc displaces H from hydrochloric acid to liberate the hydrogen gas, right? And if we look at the oxidation states, zinc is 0, which is oxidizing to +2. Hydrogen is +1, which is reducing to 0. And definitely the displacement reactions are redox reactions. Right? We have one more a common example of redox as a displacement reaction, wherein zinc when dissolved in CuSO4, what happens?
Sulfate.
Zinc sulfate and Cu, and we say that zinc displaces copper from its salt solution to form ZnSO4 and Cu, and here zinc is once again undergoing oxidation and copper is undergoing reduction. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Now if I write Cu plus ZnSO4, what would happen over here?
Sir, nothing will happen because Zn is higher in series
Higher
reactivity
and their
Yes,
reactivity
sir.
series.
Perfect. There will be no reaction over here. And this is because of the concept associated with the activity series or the reactivity series.
So same.
Yeah, active. That was not a question. It was like activity or reactivity series, whatever you have studied. Okay. So now, what is activity series all about?
So the metals are arranged in the decreasing order of their reactivity. So
Correct.
the most reactive metal is placed on top. So potassium, sodium, calcium, like that.
Correct. So we have potassium at the top. And what is there for the reference in the activity series?
So hydrogen.
Hydrogen. And then towards the end?
Gold and platinum.
Gold and platinum. And where are non-metals placed in this?
Nowhere.
Okay. So now when you had studied about activity series, it was with respect to only the metals, wherein the higher reactive metals are placed at the top, and as the reactivity order decreases, they are being placed in the below order. Correct. So gold and platinum were the metals which were placed below, and that is the reason we talk about gold and platinum as the noble metals. Why do we say noble metals?
They are unreactive.
They are unreactive. That is the reason in the activity series it would be obviously placed at the bottom of the series. Further continuing, if we talk about the non-metals, then in the activity series, the non-metals would be placed below the metals. And the last one to be placed would be fluorine. Last one to be placed would be fluorine, because fluorine is the most electronegative element in the entire periodic table.
Yes.
And being most electronegative, it has a tendency to lose electron or gain electron. Gain electron. And when we talk about metals, metals have the tendency to lose electron. So fluorine, can I say it has least tendency to lose electron?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
It has higher tendency to gain electron. So can I alternately say it has least tendency to lose an electron? So that is the reason.
Helium has the highest ionization potential.
The metals are arranged in decreasing order, and the non-metals are arranged in increasing order.
From where you are saying?
So the metals are arranged in decreasing order of the reactivity, and the non-metals are arranged opposite.
Yeah, from bottom to top, if you go, it will be in the reverse manner. That way also is okay.
So?
Yeah, Pura.
So, but then doesn't helium have the highest ionization potential? So, and the other noble gases also don't lose electrons.
See, none of the noble gases have the tendency to lose or gain electron, meaning there is no electron transfer. So when we are talking about no electron transfer possible, we are not including the noble gases in this particular series. Here we are talking about transfer of electron, either loss or gain. Samjha?
Yeah.
So noble gases, since they have the complete duplet or octet, the transfer of the electron is not possible only. We are not talking about those gases over here.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, I understood.
Okay. So now it is well known that zinc can displace copper, but copper can't displace zinc. And the reason is, since zinc is more reactive than the copper, the reaction is possible. But the reverse of that is not possible, and that could be confirmed or verified by the activity series. Till now, okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now
Yes,
tell me,
sir.
if I want to carry out this reaction of displacement, how do I carry out experimentally? Practically कैसे carry out कर सकते हैं?
So, add zinc granules in a copper sulfate solution.
Perfect.
And
you can just add zinc granules in the copper sulfate solution. So you take a beaker in which there is blue colored CuSO4 solution. Cupric is blue, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is the solution of copper sulfate or cupric sulfate. And I can add zinc granules or simply the zinc rod in this particular solution. Yes or no?
yes, sir.
Yes.
So as the reaction proceeds, what will happen to the zinc rod? What will happen to the size of the zinc
It will
rod?
get
It will
dissolved.
dissolve.
It will gradually go on dissolving, meaning the size of the zinc rod will go on decreasing.
Yes.
Correct. And what will happen to the copper sulfate solution?
It
So
will
it'll become more transparent.
The color will change.
The color will become colorless. Yes.
Yes.
What will happen? What else can happen?
So the copper will set.
Color metal is
The
There
volume
will
will
be
increase.
settling of the copper.
So we can find reddish brown metal.
Reddish brown metal.
That is copper.
And that is settling of copper. Correct. And the CuSO4 gradually will disappear and there will be formation of ZnSO4, the color of which is white or colorless. That is the reason in this reaction the blue color of the CuSO4 disappears and we get a colorless solution, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, if I try to carry out this reaction in a different manner, let's see what happens. The diagram is already given. Just concentrate. So, in this arrangement, what is being done is, there is a zinc rod which is dissolved into the zinc sulfate solution. Just observe. There is a zinc electrode which is dissolved in zinc sulfate solution or ZnSO4 solution. And on the other hand, there is a different beaker taken in which there is a copper electrode which is dissolved in the copper salt or copper sulfate solution. So this is your CuSO4 solution and this is ZnSO4 solution. Secondly, what is being done? The two electrodes are being connected by a metallic wire. This is metallic wire. Thirdly, the two solutions are being connected by something called as salt bridge. Those are solutions को भी connect किया है by a salt bridge. A salt bridge is basically a U-shaped glass tube which is able to connect the two solutions. So basically, can I say I have completed the circuit by connecting the electrodes as well as the solutions?
Yes.
I have
Yes, sir.
completed the circuit by connecting the electrodes as well as the solutions. Correct? So now, when zinc and copper are connected together, which will undergo oxidation and which will undergo reduction?
Zinc will undergo oxidation.
Zinc will undergo oxidation.
Zinc has to undergo oxidation because it is higher reactive as compared to copper. So when they are connected together, only this particular redox can happen. Is the reverse true?
No.
No.
Yes, sir.
Matlab, zinc has to undergo oxidation and copper has to undergo reduction.
Reduction.
Now, if zinc is undergoing oxidation, can I write the half reaction as zinc? See, it is written over here. If you want, I'll just write it again. Zinc as the solid electrode is losing 2 electrons and converting into its own ion, that is Zn2+. And these 2 electrons which are lost will be gained by whom?
Copper.
Copper or cupric ion?
Cupric ion.
Cupric ion. So this is more specific, na? The cupric ion which is present in the solution would gain the 2 electrons which were lost by the Zn, and it will reduce to copper as solid. So can I say this is my OHR and this is RHR? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So with this 2 half reaction, definitely it is a redox reaction which is taking place, and a redox reaction in a simple way can be defined as transfer of electron. बोला था ना, एक तरफ लॉस है दूसरी तरफ गेन है, मतलब इलेक्ट्रॉन क्या हो रहे हैं? ट्रांसफर हो रहे हैं. Can you tell me it is getting transferred from what side to what side?
Left to right.
Left to right.
It is of course from left to right because zinc lose कर रहा है, तो the electrons are flowing from the zinc electrode to the copper electrode. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
I can say the zinc rod here will go on dissolving. The electrons which were lost from the zinc will be gained at the copper solution, and the cupric ions in that would be gaining the electrons which are present on this rod. और कहां से आए ये इलेक्ट्रॉन? यहां से फ्लो के आ रहे कि नहीं आ रहे? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And that is the reason I can say the copper ions will take up the electron and reduce to copper. So यहाँ पर there will be deposition of the copper which will be happening here. Correct. So in this arrangement, we are able to allow the flow of electron. What does flow of electron correspond to?
Current.
Current. Meaning, can I say I have generated electricity? Can I say I have generated electricity?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
And this electricity was generated by a redox reaction. Correct?
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
is this particular reaction taking place on its own, or have we supplied any external energy to this?
So the salt bridge.
The salt bridge is just connecting the solution. Is there any external energy which is being provided?
No,
This happen?
No, sir.
Can I say no?
Yes.
कोई भी एक्सटर्नल एनर्जी तो दिया ही नहीं है ना. मैंने क्या किया, एक जिंक इलेक्ट्रोड लिया, जिंक सल्फेट सोल्यूशन में डिप किया, कॉपर रॉड लिया, कॉपर सोल्यूशन में डिप किया, मेटेलिक वायर से इलेक्ट्रोड कनेक्ट किया और सॉल्ट ब्रिज से सोल्यूशन को कनेक्ट कर दिया.
So but that violates the law of conservation of energy.
How come?
Like you're not supplying energy, but you're creating energy.
So that is the point I'm coming to. So I am creating the energy. How? By a spontaneous redox reaction. Spontaneous matlab this reaction has taken place on its own, and the redox reaction is transfer of electron, na? So via a redox reaction, if I am able to make the electron transfer possible, I will be able to generate electricity. Correct? And this is what happens in the batteries.
Yes.
Tell me, you are using the mobile batteries, laptop batteries. The electricity is getting generated, right? And how the electricity is generated in that? There is a redox reaction which is taking place in your batteries or cells. And through that redox reaction, the chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. So Pura, when we are doing a redox reaction, isn't that chemical energy?
Yes, sir, understood.
and that chemical energy is converted into the electricity, matlab electrical energy.
Yes, sir.
And this particular change is nothing but happening in the cells and the batteries which we are using in our day-to-day life.
Yes, sir.
Correct. So this is a very important application of the redox reaction. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Now
sir.
think about the reverse conversion. Think about the reverse conversion wherein electrical energy changes to chemical energy. Where does this
So while
happen?
charging it, while
Charging
charging
of the
the phone and
battery.
stuff.
While charging of the batteries. Very good. Yeah.
Say electrolysis.
Exactly. What is electrolysis? Electrolysis is the breakdown of electrolyte by passage of electricity. So there we are supplying electrical energy and breaking down a compound, meaning we are converting it to chemical energy. That also happens via a redox reaction only. But us case mein, are we supplying any external energy
No,
to make
sir.
that happen?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
We are of course supplying in the form of electricity,
Direct
na?
current.
So that particular redox reaction is called
Spontaneous.
non-spontaneous. See, यहाँ पे spontaneous word बहुत important है. Spontaneity मतलब something which happens on its own without any external source.
Yes.
Am I clear on that?
Yes, sir.
So once
Yes,
again,
sir.
just summing up, electrolysis converts electrical energy into chemical energy. Even in that case, a redox reaction happens.
Yes, sir.
होता है कि नहीं redox?
हाँ, sir.
कैथोड पे रिडक्शन होता है, एनोड पे ऑक्सीडेशन होता है, right?
Right.
Yes, sir.
But that particular redox I'm saying is a non-spontaneous redox because the external energy is supplied here. But when I'm using the redox reaction to make the transfer of electron happen without any external source, the chemical energy gets converted into electrical energy. And that is the fundamental principle behind the batteries or the cells. जो डबल ए सेल वगैरह यूज करते हैं ना, in the clocks, in many of the electrical appliances, we use the AA, AAA cell. They all work on that principle only. Inside क्या होता है? There is chemicals. So when they react, the chemical energy gets converted into electrical energy. And जैसे ही circuit complete होगा, जो appliances में आपने use किया है, that appliance start working.
Sir, but how does this stop? If we want the battery to stop, then how will it
See,
get stopped?
while using your mobiles, you are using it continuously for 2 hours or 3 hours. Then at some point of time, your batteries get drained. 100% से 50 होता है, 30 होता है, 20% पे battery low का indication आता है, बराबर? So why does your battery get drained? Because when we say the chemical energy is converted into electrical energy, those chemicals inside the battery are getting consumed, है ना?
Yes.
तो जैसे ही वो chemicals consume होंगे, आपका battery drain होते जाएगा.
हाँ.
तो बाद में क्या करते हो? आप charging करते हो.
हाँ.
तो आप charging से क्या कर रहे हो? You are supplying electrical energy through the charger.
Yes.
वो electrical energy जाके क्या करता है? Chemicals को regenerate करता है.
So how does it regenerate the chemicals?
By the reverse reaction.
Sir, but how to stop that in between? Matlab, I don't want the battery to be used. So the setup is same in the mobile. We cannot remove the electrodes or anything. So, so how to stop the reaction?
Switch off the phone.
Switch off the phone. Best solution. ज़्यादा tension ही नहीं है. See, बहुत बार ऐसा भी होता है कि बहुत बार ऐसा भी होता है कि you are not using the mobile, still your battery gets drained. होता है कि नहीं?
होता है.
Tell me why does it happen? सोचो.
Because the phone is still connected to the satellite. मतलब it's using all the networks, so the battery is used.
करेक्ट. तो नेटवर्क के लिए भी तो नेटवर्क सर्च करने के लिए उसको इलेक्ट्रिसिटी की जरूरत होगी. So it is using up the battery. The apps which run in the background, they also are eating up your battery, the charge. करेक्ट. इसीलिए फोन आपका लॉक्ड है, आप यूज नहीं कर रहे हो, फिर भी वो ड्रेन होता है, बिकॉज देयर आर मेनी थिंग्स व्हिच आर गोइंग अप इन द बैकग्राउंड व्हिच यू कांट स्टॉप. बट व्हेन यू स्विच ऑफ, then it can be stopped completely. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So spontaneous, you mean it's just happening on its own, or is something causing it?
It is happening on its own. See, this same experiment you can do at home also. आप एक कॉपर का सिंपल रॉड ले लो और जिंक का रॉड ले लो. नेल्स होता है ना, किल्ला, they are made up of this metal only. ठीक है. तो if you have a copper strip and a zinc strip available at your home, you can just perform this experiment. If anyone has voltmeter, they can check the potential which is getting developed.
So could you again explain the role of the salt bridge?
Yeah, salt bridge is basically connecting the solution. Connecting the solution meaning the zinc ions and the copper ions also need to be connected. Then only I can say the circuit will be completed, na? ये reaction को अगर मुझे continuously, हाँ?
So through the salt bridge there is flow of ions.
See, इसका detailing अपने को next year के electrochemistry chapter में है. But since you have raised a point, I'll just explain it. See, salt bridge में generally we take a salt like KCl or ammonium nitrate. अब ये क्यों लेते हैं, उसका भी reason है. As the reaction proceeds, zinc is getting oxidized. So can I say the zinc plus ions are going on increasing in the left hand electrode? यहाँ पर increase हो रहा है.
Yes, sir.
And on the other side, the copper ions are being reduced. मतलब copper ions कम हो रहे हैं.
Yes, sir.
तो यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है, चार्ज imbalance हो जाता है. Because on one side the zinc cations are going on increasing, on the other copper cations are decreasing. So इसी charge imbalance को balance करने के लिए salt bridge में जो salt होता है ना, वो accordingly migrate करता है. So ion flow जो बोला है ना, इसका मतलब क्या? To balance the zinc plus 2 ions, Cl minus जो है इसकी तरफ move करता है. The Cl minus moves in the zinc वाला solution.
Okay.
And the K plus ions move to the copper solution. तो अब Cl minus move करने पर क्या होगा? Zinc plus 2 ions will combine with the Cl minus and finally form zinc chloride.
Okay.
तो जो excess of zinc ions था वो अभी neutralize हो गए.
Yes, sir.
Similarly, copper ions reduce होने की वजह से the positive charge was getting decreased. तो यहाँ पर K plus ions add on होने की वजह से the concentration of the positive ions gone up. तो finally यहाँ पर K plus ions सल्फेट के साथ combine होकर पोटेशियम सल्फेट बना देते हैं. So now can I say the charge has got balanced?
Yes,
Because
sir.
इस imbalance से potential में थोड़ा फर्क आ जाता है. तो कई बार जब हम बोलते हैं कि it is a 3 volt battery or 5 volt battery, there is some error of plus minus 0.05%.
Okay.
है ना, ऐसा accuracy लिखा होता है ना, 5 volt plus minus 0.05%, ऐसा कुछ देखा है कहीं पे?
No, I've not seen.
कोई भी इलेक्ट्रिकल अप्लायंसेस जब आप देखोगे ना, तो इन मेनी ऑफ द अप्लायंसेस वोल्टेज में ऐसा लिखा रहता है कि you will get a 5 volt plus or minus this much percent, and that error is because of the charge imbalance.
Okay, sir, got it.
So over here in the zinc electrode, the zinc forms ions spontaneously, right?
Yes, because it has a tendency to undergo oxidation when connected to copper.
So in a battery, how does this continue to happen? Like, if you don't connect it with the appliance, the same thing should continue to happen, right?
See here, till the time the circuit is not getting completed, your electrons will not start flowing, na?
Oh.
The circuit should be completed.
So the batteries contain these cells.
The batteries, see, battery is the name given to a combination of many cells.
Yeah. So they contain these this type of a cell.
This type of a setup.
Yeah.
Now,
setup.
your batteries in the mobiles are lithium-ion battery.
Yes, sir.
ना lithium-ion batteries generally use होता है, and this is the most advanced technology. पहले की बैटरीज अगर नोकिया के फोन्स में देखोगे, जो छोटा 3310 वाला फोन आता था, उसका बैटरी बहुत हैवी होता था. Nowadays, if you see, the batteries are very, very light.
Yes, sir.
The reason behind that is the lightest metal used in the battery.
Lithium. Right, sir.
Lithium.
So, but still those Nokia batteries are more efficient than lithium batteries, right? Because a Nokia phone continues to work without charging for 2-3 days. So
there, the normal phones, not the smartphones we are talking about, right?
Yeah.
So the normal phones don't have anything to work in the background, ना? आप जब स्मार्टफोन्स की बात करते हो तो आपके कंटिन्यूसली एप्स बैकग्राउंड में रन होते ही रहते हैं. अगर आप उसको सेटिंग्स में जाकर बंद नहीं कर देते हो, many of the apps are those type of apps which will require the battery setup.
Right.
But normal phones में आपके कोई एप्स ही नहीं रहते हैं ना, खाली इनकमिंग आउटगोइंग मैसेज, तो उसमें बैटरी का यूज ही कितना होता है. That is the reason it can work for 2 or 3 days also. So basically through this I am able to clarify the difference between electrolysis versus the electrochemical cells. Electrolysis happen in electrolytic cell, and the reverse of that is supposed to take place in electrochemical cell. And the zinc copper arrangement which we had just seen, it is the simplest electrochemical cell which was named after a scientist, Daniel, and it is called Daniel cell. क्या बोलते हैं? Daniel cell. So the first and the important difference, electrolysis में the electrical energy is supplied which converts into chemical energy, because the electrolyte is being broken down into ions. And in electrochemical cell, the reverse thing happens, meaning the chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. Correct?
Yes.
This particular conversion happens by a non-spontaneous redox reaction, because we are supplying energy for the change to happen, right? And here there is a spontaneous redox reaction which is taking place. Here a battery is required for the change to happen, but Daniel cell itself works as a
battery.
इसीलिए तो हम spontaneous redox बोल रहे हैं ना. समझ में आया?
Yes, sir.
Okay. More thing. In electrolysis, what is the polarity of cathode?
Negative.
Everyone on the same page. Cathode is negative.
Negative.
Why? Because the cations which are positive migrate to the cathode, and for that the cathode has to be negative. Similarly, anions जो negative होते हैं वो anode की तरफ migrate करते हैं, and the anode has to be positive. Correct? And cathode पे reduction होता है हमेशा. There is gain of electron. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Should I give an example for this? चलो दे देता हूँ. Electrolysis of NaCl जब होता है तो NaCl breaks down into Na plus and Cl minus. I'm talking about molten NaCl. Okay. So then हम क्या करते हैं? After the breakdown into ions, the cations migrate towards, everyone, cations migrate towards
Cathode.
cation भागेगा कैथोड की तरफ. कैथोड पे क्या होगा? रिडक्शन या ऑक्सीडेशन? रिडक्शन मतलब इलेक्ट्रॉन गेन होगा कि लॉस होगा?
Gain होगा.
So Na plus gains an electron and we say the Na plus is discharged. चार्ज चला गया ना उसका, इसी को बोलते हैं डिस्चार्ज होना. And it will form the molten sodium at cathode. Similarly, anion Cl minus will move towards anode, will undergo oxidation, and oxidation में Cl minus will lose an electron. So electron right पे आया, and there will be a neutral chlorine which will be formed. But we know that chlorine doesn't exist as a monoatomic Cl. It is a diatomic molecule. So to balance off, I'll write 2Cl minus loses 2 electrons to form Cl2, which will be evolved in the form of greenish yellow gas.
Yes.
Correct है?
Yes, sir.
तो यहाँ से cathode is a negatively charged electrode and anode is a positively charged electrode. बराबर? ये electrolysis में होता है. लेकिन the polarity is when we talk about Daniell cell gets reversed. मतलब Daniell cell में a cathode is positively charged electrode and anode is negatively charged electrode. क्यों बताता हूं? कैथोड पे हमेशा रिडक्शन होता है और एनोड पे हमेशा ऑक्सीडेशन होता है, ये कभी चेंज नहीं होता है. So इसको याद रखने के लिए याद रखो सेंट्रल रेलवे. सेंट्रल रेलवे मतलब कैथोडिक रिडक्शन. कैथोडिक रिडक्शन, कैथोड पे ऑलवेज रिडक्शन टेक्स प्लेस एंड एओ एनोडिक ऑक्सीडेशन, एनोड पे हमेशा ऑक्सीडेशन होता है. ठीक है? अब मूविंग बैक टू द डायग्राम, प्लीज कंसंट्रेट. just a second.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, this particular electrode is undergoing which reaction? Zinc electrode is undergoing which reaction? Oxidation. And the copper electrode was undergoing
Reduction.
So if this is undergoing oxidation, this electrode will be named as anode. अब correlation समझ रहा है?
Yes, sir.
और अगर कॉपर के साइड पे रिडक्शन हो रहा है तो this will behave as a cathode. Clear? अब मुझे बताओ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स फ्लो कहाँ से हो रहा है? From what to what?
From anode to cathode.
From anode to cathode. तो अगर इलेक्ट्रॉन्स इस इलेक्ट्रोड से फ्लो हो रहा है, so this electrode will acquire a
positive
or negative charge?
Positive charge.
क्यों पॉजिटिव होगा? इलेक्ट्रॉन यहाँ से जाकर वहां पर गेन हो रहे हैं ना.
हाँ तो सर तो ये पॉजिटिव ही होगा because it's giving electrons.
अब सुनो, जब जिंक अपने इलेक्ट्रॉन लूज कर रहा है तो Zn2+ आयन सोल्यूशन में चले जाएंगे ऑक्सीडाइज होकर. तो ये इलेक्ट्रॉन्स कहां पर रहेंगे? They will be present at the electrode only. Zinc is giving away the electrons and forming the Zn2+. So the electrons will remain on the electrode और यहीं से तो इलेक्ट्रॉन फ्लो होकर जा रहे हैं कॉपर की तरफ. और जब इलेक्ट्रॉन गेन होगा तो there will be loss of negative charge. उसी loss of negative charge को तो पॉजिटिव बोलते हैं. इलेक्ट्रॉन जब गेन हुआ मतलब the loss of electron itself can be related with a positive charge ना. नेगेटिव कम हुआ तो पॉजिटिव आया. This is how you can understand.
Sir, can you explain this again?
See, the zinc electrode has lost electrons. So those electrons will remain on the rod. और वही electrons travel करके metallic wire से travel करके copper की तरफ जा रहे हैं. And at the copper they are getting gained. So here can I say the electrons are being the electrons are being gained. सो जहां पे नेगेटिव चार्ज कम हो रहा है उस साइड पे पॉजिटिव चार्ज बोल सकते हैं, और जहां से नेगेटिव चार्ज फ्लो होना शुरू किया वहां पे चार्ज नेगेटिव होगा. इसीलिए द एनोड इज अ नेगेटिव इलेक्ट्रोड ओवर हियर एंड द कैथोड इज अ पॉजिटिव इलेक्ट्रोड. ठीक है. सो इतना डिटेल में आपको इस सिलेबस के लिए नहीं था फॉर 11th स्टैंडर्ड. दिस एंटायर थिंग विल बी रिपीटेड इन द 12th स्टैंडर्ड इलेक्ट्रोकेमिस्ट्री चैप्टर, जहां पर द इनिशियल पार्ट इज एग्जैक्टली व्हाट आई हैव डिस्कस्ड इन डिटेल ओवर हियर. ठीक है.
Sir, so to start electrolysis, you need an electrochemical cell.
No. To start electrolysis, we will require a battery, and electrochemical cell itself is a battery.
हाँ, yeah, exactly. So
हाँ,
we can.
so अच्छा, external source के form में.
हाँ.
Yeah. Because when you are saying that battery is required, we can say other way around that an electrochemical cell will be required.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
So,
Yeah, say.
So like, is there any difference in this in the primary and secondary batteries? The difference in the structure?
There's no difference in the structure, but what do you understand by primary, secondary batteries? Tell me.
Primary is it can be used only once, and secondary means it can be recharged and used again.
Perfect. So the AA cells which we are using in the clocks, they are one-time use. They are called primary.
Yeah.
And primary batteries are those, or primary cells are those which are used only once. In that case, the reaction, the chemical reaction can't be reversed.
Okay.
But secondary batteries जो हम mobiles में या फिर rechargeable cells use करते हैं, उस केस में when we are saying that they are rechargeable, इसका मतलब the reaction can become reversible. मतलब it can work as a charging as well as discharging. वो सारे secondary होते हैं. उस केस में chemicals को regenerate करना possible होता है. And that's why they are called as secondary cells.
Okay, sir. So where are primary batteries used?
We are using it in the clocks and other electrical appliances.
Okay.
जो AA cells use करते हैं जिसको आप recharge नहीं कर सकते, they are all primary.
So then why don't we use the secondary batteries?
I do use.
So, but the secondary batteries are costlier.
In clocks.
They are costlier and they need to be charged.
Yeah, but in clocks, why don't we use secondary batteries?
We can use it.
We can.
Yeah, definitely. You can just buy the secondary cells which are rechargeable and a charger, and then you can just go on using it over and over again.
And the socket, I mean the hole.
What?
There should be a hole in the clock, right?
No, it fits in the same place.
The primary and secondary cells are same in appearance. कोई फर्क नहीं होता है. Only the internal part, internal structure, internal reaction related concept is different.
Okay.
मतलब प्राइमरी में क्या होता है, जो केमिकल्स होता है ना अंदर का, एक बार वो यूज हो गया तो उसको रिचार्ज नहीं कर सकते हैं. So primary can't be recharged, meaning the chemicals can't be regenerated. उसमें regeneration possible नहीं होता है. तो जहां प्राइमरी सेल्स यूज करते हो, they can all be replaced by secondary. इनफैक्ट बच्चों के लिए जब टॉयज वगैरह लाते हैं, 4 सेल्स जाता है उसमें, तो इट्स बेटर टू टेक द सेकेंडरी सेल्स एंड अ चार्जर एंड यूज इट ओवर एंड ओवर अगेन, बिकॉज़ दोस टॉयज कंज्यूम लॉट ऑफ चार्ज. और एक दिन में वो प्राइमरी सेल्स जो चार्ज यूज किए वो खत्म हो जाते हैं, एंड यू हैव टू बाय इट अगेन to make it operational.
So what will happen if I put primary cells in that secondary cells ka recharge machine and I put it in the wall? What will happen in the socket? What will happen to the battery?
See, practically there will be no reaction which can occur, because when I say primary mein cells can't be regenerated, the chemicals can't be regenerated. So even if you put that in charging, nothing will happen, because anyways there is a reverse reaction which is not possible in that scenario. See, you have talked, you have learnt about reversible and irreversible reactions, right?
Yes.
So an irreversible reaction is that which can take place only in one direction. मतलब A can change to B, but B can't change to A. But reversibility में क्या होता है? A can change to B and B can change to A. Possible है ना?
Yes, sir.
तो जब आप चार्जिंग करते हो तो यही रिवर्स रिएक्शन अकर होता है वहां पर. और वो रिवर्स रिएक्शन क्यों अकर हो रहा है? बिकॉज आप बाहर से एक्सटर्नली इलेक्ट्रिसिटी प्रोड्यूस सप्लाई कर रहे हो, विच इज रीजनरेटिंग द केमिकल्स इन दैट पर्टिकुलर सेल और द बैटरी. ठीक है. Anyways, we are going to discuss this again in detail in the 12th standard. But since that was a part of redox reaction, it was included as a very small part in the GTB. If you just open your redox reaction ka last part, you will observe just 1.5 to 2 pages is given in this. But there is lot of the stuff which can be discussed over here. मैंने काफी डिटेल में यहाँ पर डिस्कशन किया है. The application of redox, I can say. ठीक है. अब just one more thing. हाँ.
So are all displacement reactions spontaneous redox reactions?
Yes. They are all spontaneous.
Okay.
Because displacement कब होगा? When a higher reactive metal is reacting with a lower reactive metal or any other species which is below in the reactivity series. बराबर. तो जैसे मैंने बोला जिंक और कॉपर सल्फेट, आप जिंक ग्रेन्यूल्स को CuSO4 में डाल दोगे तो क्या वो रिएक्शन अपने आप चालू हो जाएगा?
No, sir.
नहीं होगा.
Yes, it will.
होगा ना. तो वही तो स्पॉन्टेनियस है. उसी को उसी फंडा को हम लोग ने एक सेटअप में डाल दिया तो वी आर एबल टू जनरेट इलेक्ट्रिसिटी.
Yes, sir.
समझा? तो हमने रिडॉक्स रिएक्शन के स्पॉन्टेनिटी को लेकर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी का जनरेशन किया.
Okay, sir.
But if you take copper with ZnSO4 and if you try to set up a battery using this particular combination, क्या आपका वो बैटरी या सेल काम करेगा?
No, sir.
नहीं, because वहां पे रिएक्शन ही नहीं होगा.
Okay, sir.
समझा? तो आपने इस जिंक की जगह कॉपर लिया होता और कॉपर की जगह जिंक लिया होता तो वो रिएक्शन कभी काम नहीं करता. There will be no potential difference which would be developed.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now, the flow of electron also generates one potential. So there will be some potential difference which will be generated at the zinc electrode and also at the copper electrode. Everyone? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
Electrode
that potential which is generated at the zinc and the copper electrode is nothing but called electrode potential. So इस वर्ड तक आने के लिए मैंने इतना सारा डिस्कस किया. The potential developed at the zinc and the copper electrode will be termed as electrode potential. So at the zinc electrode, since the oxidation is taking place, this potential here would be called oxidation potential. And at the copper side, where the reduction takes place, it would be termed as reduction potential. So overall इस setup का एक particular potential difference develop होगा ना. If I'm saying that this is working as a cell, cell का एक potential difference होता है. जैसे AA cells जब आप लाते हैं, what is the potential difference of that particular cell? What is the potential difference of the AA cells?
9 volts.
9 volt एक मोटा वाला बैटरी आता है.
1.6.
1.5.
Oh, 1.
It's famously also called 1.5 volt battery or 1.5 volt cell specifically. So that 1.5 volt is the sum of the oxidation potential plus the reduction potential. Yes or no? दोनों तरफ एक पोटेंशियल डेवलप हो रहा है तो पूरे सेल का जो पोटेंशियल होता है that is equal to ऑक्सीडेशन पोटेंशियल प्लस रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल. क्लियर?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
तो ये जो
Yes,
डेनियल
sir.
सेल है ना, दिस इज अ 1.1 वोल्ट सेल, and this 1.1 volt is the sum of zinc oxidation potential plus copper reduction potential. ठीक है? So now, if you are wanting to prepare any electrochemical cell of some higher voltage, जैसे 2 वोल्ट का, 3 वोल्ट का, 5 वोल्ट का, 9 वोल्ट का बनाना है, then either you can connect the Daniell cells in series. जैसे 1.1 वोल्ट के 5 सेल्स को कनेक्ट किया तो you can get a 5.5 volt battery. Everyone?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, battery is a combination of cells. So if you are taking a combination of 1.1 volt into 5 such arrangements, then you will get a battery which has a potential difference of 5.5 volts. या फिर instead of zinc and copper, if you take some other combination, will they have the same potentials?
No.
No, sir.
Obviously not. हर मेटल का जो इलेक्ट्रोड पोटेंशियल है वो डिफर करेगा. Does everyone agree?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
तो उन्हीं इलेक्ट्रोड पोटेंशियल का एक सीरीज बनाया जाता है which is called the electrochemical series. ये इलेक्ट्रोकेमिकल सेल्स के लिए होता है, इसीलिए इट इज कॉल्ड इलेक्ट्रोकेमिकल सीरीज. ठीक है, इसमें भी अगर आप देखोगे तो एट द सेंटर ओवर हियर यू कैन सी द 0.00 पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस. किसको असाइन किया है? देखो किसको असाइन किया है?
Hydrogen.
हाइड्रोजन. मतलब अगेन हियर इट इज टेकन एज द रेफरेंस. ठीक है, एकदम नीचे देखो तो आपको दिखेगा क्या? लिथियम, फिर पोटेशियम, कैल्शियम, सोडियम. नीचे से जाओ, फिर बीच में हाइड्रोजन आया. एवरीवन फॉलोइंग और नॉट?
Yes, sir.
देन यू कैन
Yes,
सी द
sir.
आयोडीन, आयन, मर्क्यूरी एंड सबसे ऊपर कौन है? फ्लोरीन. सो कैन यू रिलेट समथिंग with reference to your activity series?
So it's the opposite of activity series.
Very correct. Electrochemical series is simply the reverse of the activity series. So electrochemical series में the metals will be placed in the decreasing order of their reactivity or increasing order of reactivity.
Increasing order of reactivity.
Correct, because सबसे ज्यादा reactive metal सबसे लास्ट में प्लेस किया है, मतलब मेटल्स के इंक्रीजिंग ऑर्डर ऑफ रिएक्टिविटी के हिसाब से प्लेस किया जाता है. समझा?
Yes.
सो यहाँ पर कॉपर इज प्लेस्ड ओवर हियर. कॉपर नहीं दिया है यहाँ पर, बट इट कैन बी रिप्रेजेंटेड एज कॉपर प्लस 2 गेनिंग 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन टू गिव कॉपर, एंड द पोटेंशियल फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर इलेक्ट्रोड इज 0.34 वोल्ट. कितना है? 0.34. ठीक है. नाउ जस्ट टेल मी, वेयर डू यू सी जिंक इन दिस सीरीज? कहां पर दिख रहा है?
Below hydrogen.
बिलो हाइड्रोजन.
Yes.
एंड कॉपर कहां दिख रहा है?
Above hydrogen.
मतलब कैन आई राइट कॉपर देन हाइड्रोजन एंड देन जिंक? तो आपके
Yes.
एक्टिविटी सीरीज में अगर रिवर्स में देखोगे तो कुछ ऐसा ही था ना?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Can I say the zinc was more reactive and copper was less reactive? That is the reason zinc was able to displace copper.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
But copper is not able to displace zinc because of the lower reactivity. बात वही है, लेकिन जस्ट एक अलग फॉर्म में रिप्रेजेंट किया है, और यहाँ पर हर एक मेटल के लिए एक पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस दिया है. अब आप देखोगे द पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस अबव 0 और अबव हाइड्रोजन आर पॉजिटिव, एंड बिलो
Yes.
हाइड्रोजन इट इज नेगेटिव.
Negative.
तो ये जो पॉजिटिव पोटेंशियल है ना, उसको रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल बोलते हैं. क्या बोलते हैं? रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल. ठीक है, तो अगर रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल पॉजिटिव है, it indicates that the particular species has a higher tendency to undergo reduction. और अगर रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल नेगेटिव है, इसका मतलब its tendency to undergo reduction is less, but it will have a higher tendency to undergo
oxidation.
oxidation. समझा?
Yes,
एक बार फिर से,
Yes,
अगर
sir.
रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल पॉजिटिव है, मतलब द टेंडेंसी टू अंडरगो रिडक्शन इज मोर, and if it is negative, the tendency to undergo reduction would be less, meaning it has a higher tendency to undergo oxidation. इसीलिए जब हमने जिंक और कॉपर के बीच में रिडॉक्स कराया था, तो जिंक was undergoing oxidation and copper was undergoing reduction, and this was spontaneous. तो क्या आप रिलेट कर सकते हो? अभी जिंक का पोटेंशियल नेगेटिव है एंड कॉपर का पॉजिटिव है, so copper has to undergo reduction and zinc has to undergo oxidation. Is that justified? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
तो मान लो अगर if I take fluorine and lithium in consideration, tell me which will undergo reduction and which will undergo oxidation.
Fluorine
reduction. Lithium under oxidation.
ऊपर वाला हमेशा रिडक्शन अंडरगो करेगा, नीचे वाला यानी जो भी उसके नीचे है which you are comparing will undergo oxidation. Correct है? So this is the table which gives you the electrode potentials of some redox couples. Redox couples मतलब the redox reaction which is happening between the two species. जैसे this is zinc copper redox couple. Lineal cell को मैं बोल सकता हूँ zinc copper redox couple. वैसे you can form other redox couples, and through that the potential whatever you want to achieve, you can achieve that.
So which are the main ones you have to know from the table?
As of now, for 11 syllabus, you are not supposed to remember anything. The values will be given in the question. And how the question will come, I'll just take some examples.
Sir, if the difference is more than, is there anything that the battery works more?
The battery will have higher potential difference, so its charge capacity will be more.
So
जैसे
then,
अगर आपने फ्लोरीन और लिथियम का कॉम्बिनेशन लिया, तो you will get around 5.92 का बैटरी, 5.92 volt.
So that is more efficient than copper and zinc का battery.
Efficient, yes. But उसको बनाने के लिए फिर आपको साइज के कंसिडरेशन, फिर like is it safe or not, those all things are taken into consideration. वैसा नहीं कि आप कोई भी कॉम्बिनेशन ले लो और उसके साथ you can achieve a higher potential difference. जैसे फ्लोरीन is highly explosive, so it is difficult to handle that in a cell. So ये वाला combination is very dangerous to prepare.
I have a doubt.
हाँ.
So what if both the substances that are used in the cell are on the same side of zero, like either both are positive or both are negative? Will that
मैंने क्या
force
रूल
the
दिया था?
other?
ऊपर वाला रिडक्शन, नीचे वाला ऑक्सीडेशन. So if you
Yes,
take
sir.
a combination of 1.33 and 1.23, इसके साथ भी redox couple बना सकते हो.
So like it'll
So the dichromate will undergo reduction and the oxygen will undergo oxidation over here
okay.
in the H plus ions. You can take any combination. तो इसलिए मैंने रूल सिंपल बना दिया, ऊपर वाला रिडक्शन और नीचे वाला ऑक्सीडेशन करेगा. So you can take any combination, both positive, both negative, one positive, one negative, anything
Okay,
will
got
work. ठीक है? अब there's a question, by using standard electrode potential. Now the word standard means the electrode potential are measured under standard conditions. Have you heard about standard conditions?
Yes.
298 Kelvin and
During
unity.
normal atmospheric pressure and temperature.
Yes. How much is the temperature taken?
206
298 Kelvin.
298 Kelvin, and the pressure of 1 atmosphere, and the concentration could be taken as 1 molar. Now what does this mean? We'll come to that in the mole concept syllabus. But standard condition matlab temperature, pressure, concentration ka standard condition. So when the potentials are measured under standard condition, we call it as a standard electrode potential. So by using the standard electrode potential table, the one which we have just seen, predict the reaction between following is spontaneous or not. Spontaneous है या नहीं, तो आप उसके अरेंजमेंट से ही बता सकते हो ना. So let's spot Fe3 plus and I minus from the table. Do you see Fe3 plus?
0.77.
Yes. ये वाला Fe3 plus है और ये वाला I minus है, बराबर. Now if I take this combination, then Fe3 plus has to undergo
Reduction.
and the iodine will undergo
Oxidation.
oxidation, बराबर.
Yes.
तो if I have Fe3 plus and I minus, Fe3 plus का रिडक्शन होकर फेरस बन सकता है एंड I माइनस का ऑक्सीडेशन होकर आयोडीन I2 बन सकता है. So is this reaction feasible यानी spontaneous? क्या ये हो सकता है? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very well. हो सकता है मतलब it is spontaneous. Question समझा?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, B में क्या दिया है? Ag plus and Cu. तो Cu टेबल में नहीं दिया था लेकिन मैंने इंक्लूड कर दिया है. Copper is just above this hydrogen. तो अब Ag plus भी नहीं दिया है. But Ag plus is, अच्छा कॉपर बताओ, कॉपर के हिसाब से Ag plus उसके ऊपर रहेगा इस टेबल में या नीचे? ऊपर ही रहेगा, क्योंकि अगर आप रिएक्टिविटी सीरीज से सोचो तो कॉपर के बाद सिल्वर, गोल्ड, प्लैटिनम आता है, राइट? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So again in this case, the silver has to undergo reduction and copper will undergo oxidation.
Yes.
तो अगर Ag plus दिया है मतलब if it changes to Ag and copper दिया है मतलब it changes to Cu2 plus. What is this reaction?
Reduction.
Reduction.
And what is this reaction?
Oxidation.
Is it happening as per what we have discussed? If yes, matlab you will say that this particular combination is also spontaneous. It will happen on its own. अगर उन्होंने कॉपर 2 plus and Ag दिया होता तो हमारा रिएक्शन क्या होता? कॉपर 2 plus से कॉपर होना चाहिए था और Ag से Ag plus. क्या ये रिएक्शन स्पॉन्टेनियस होता?
No, sir.
नहीं होता. समझ में आया? The same concept of zinc and copper. See, if I write zinc plus copper 2 plus, where zinc oxidizes and copper reduce, ये होगा कि नहीं होगा?
होगा.
तो ये spontaneous बोलते हैं. But अगर मैं लिखता हूँ, क्या लिखता हूँ?
Zinc and 2 plus plus Cu.
And copper giving zinc and copper 2 plus. ये लिखना गुनाह है ना? है कि नहीं गुनाह?
Yes, sir.
ये रिएक्शन होगा ही नहीं, और नहीं होगा मतलब ये स्पॉन्टेनियस नहीं है.
Non-spontaneous.
ये नॉन स्पॉन्टेनियस है. मतलब इसके थ्रू अगर आप रिडॉक्स कपल बनाना चाहो या कोई सेल बनाना चाहो तो आपका सेल काम नहीं करेगा, बिकॉज द डिस्प्लेसमेंट रिएक्शन विल नॉट टेक प्लेस.
Yes, sir.
समझा?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. A few more questions I've taken from the textbook. I'll just discuss them. First one, oxidation number of chlorine atoms marked as Cla and Clb in CaOCl2. जैसे ब्रैकेट में लिखा है, this is famously bleaching powder, and chemically this particular compound is also called calcium oxychloride. Calcium oxychloride. और आपके रेफरेंस के लिए इसका स्ट्रक्चर भी दिया है. Here one of the chlorine is bonded to calcium and other chlorine is bonded to oxygen. So oxidation numbers A and B, will they be 0 in each, -1 in A plus 1 in B, या reverse, या 1 in each? चलो अप्लाई करो कॉन्सेप्ट.
So option B.
Why?
Yes.
So because A is bonded to calcium, so that's why I'll obtain a negative oxidation number, whereas B is bonded to oxygen, which is a greater electronegativity. So it will be
Excellent.
+1.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Chlorine is bonded to a metal, and when chlorine is bonded to a metal, it will always acquire an oxidation state of -1. And we have already discussed when a halogen except fluorine is bonded to oxygen, it will always acquire a positive oxidation state. अब मान लो आपको ये X नहीं पता है, so now we know that calcium is +2, this is -1, and oxygen is -2. Yes or no? So +2 -1 -2 plus X will be equal to 0. So +2 -2 goes away and X will become equal to +1. तो जस्ट इन केस अगर आपको ये नहीं पता चल रहा है कि ये +1 क्यों आया, मैंने वो कैलकुलेशन भी बता दिया. सो आंसर इज डेफिनेटली -1 in Cla and +1 in Clb. सो ऑलवेज रिमेंबर, कैल्शियम ऑक्सीक्लोराइड में कैल्शियम इज बॉन्डेड टू Cl and OCl. So this is with -1 and this is with +1. समझा? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Which of the following is not an example of redox? कौन सा redox नहीं है इनमें से? How? Will you
first
justify?
one.
First one not correct.
So D.
Why? Why?
It's a neutralization reaction.
The oxidation numbers do not change.
Excellent. अगर एक वर्ड में बोलना है ये redox क्यों नहीं है, तो सिंपल चीज ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर का चेंज देखना है. और कौन सा रिएक्शन redox नहीं होता है? A reaction in which the oxidation number do not change will not be a redox reaction. Hint is simple. And if you observe, ये एक न्यूट्रलाइजेशन रिएक्शन भी है, क्योंकि बेरियम एक बेसिक सॉल्ट है ना. एंड आप देखोगे तो ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर में कोई चेंज नहीं हो रहा है. Clear? And in all the other cases, if you just apply the oxidation number, you will observe that they are undergoing a change, meaning they are all redox. C. A compound contains atoms of 3 elements A, B, and C. If the oxidation state of A is +2, B is +5, and C is -2, the compound is possibly represented by ABCD के ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर्स दिए गए हैं. यू हैव टू ऑब्जर्व विच इज द करेक्ट और पॉसिबल कंपाउंड. व्हाट इज द हिंट यू विल अप्लाई?
The
Sum of oxidation numbers is 0.
Excellent.
So it's
Excellent.
B. Oh.
Sum of oxidation numbers for a neutral molecule should be equal to 0. तो आपको करना क्या है, हर एक में ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर कैलकुलेट करो. सो A2 will become equal to +4. BC3 ट्वाइस है, मतलब B टोटल क्या है, ट्वाइस, मतलब +10, और C6 है तो -12. अब इज इट इक्वल टू 0? इट्स नॉट इक्वल टू 0, मतलब ये तो कंपाउंड नहीं हो सकता. B में चेक करते हैं. A3 refers to +6, B2 would be +10,
No,
and
so it can't be this also.
C8 कितना होगा, -16, right?
Yes, sir.
So it is equal to 0, and if the sum of the oxidation number is 0, it has to be this molecule only.
Yes,
बाकी में अगर चेक करो भी तो नहीं आना चाहिए. ये +6 होगा, B का 8 है, 8 into 5 is 40. and C2 is minus 2. Of course, it is not 0. And for ABC2, it will be plus 2 plus 5 and minus 4. This is not also 0. Samjha? So MCQ
Yes,
में
sir.
understand the concept. कौन सा hint लगाना है? You have to just think about that. Your thought process should be strong.
So basically, C should have the highest number of atoms, right? Because like it's
That also depends
the
कि
only
how many
negative.
atoms of B are present. So ऐसा कोई डायरेक्ट नहीं बोल सकते. Simply आपको sum of oxidation number 0 है कि नहीं चेक करना है. Okay. D. The coefficients PQRS in the reaction are. ये भी मैंने आपको बताया था इस तरह के क्वेश्चन आ सकते हैं. एंड इसको शॉर्टकट में हम लोग सॉल्व करेंगे.
So C.
C. चलो हम लोग इसको सॉल्व ही कर लेते हैं और इसका मैंने शॉर्टकट बताया था कैसे करना है. क्या करेंगे सबसे पहले?
Balance everything.
हाँ. How will you balance it directly? Balance ही तो करना है.
No, like first you check CR, like it's 2 on the left side, so put it 2 on the right.
Perfect. Balance everything except oxygen, hydrogen. Next.
And assign oxidation numbers.
Assign oxidation number. So खाली पहले के लिए assign करना था. फिर increase. How much is the increase?
Plus 1.
Plus 1 into 1. Into 1 भी बोलो so that you remember कि atoms को multiply करना है. और next decrease कितना है?
Minus 3 into 2.
That is how you should speak. आगे से ऐसे ही बोलना है. ठीक है. अब बैलेंस करने के लिए 1 वाले को
Multiply by 6.
मतलब 6 यहाँ पर आएगा, 6 यहाँ पर आएगा. And we already have 1 over here. So the coefficients are 1, 6, 2, 6. That is option C.
So can we directly choose option C because it's the only one in which the ion is balanced, like 6 and 6?
Yes. You can verify with the charges also. आयन भी बैलेंस हो रहा है वो तो डेफिनेटली आप 6 को देखकर करेक्टली कर सकते हो. बट अगर कुछ ऑप्शंस में 1, 6, 2 की जगह 3 दे दिया होता या कुछ और कोएफिशिएंट दिया होता तो फिर शायद ऑप्शंस में आपको ये करना पड़ता. बट हियर द ऑप्शंस वर सिंपल. बट जस्ट ऑलवेज रिमेंबर द मेथड. डोंट ट्राई टू गो डायरेक्टली. Assume that you don't have the options and you solve it and then mark the answer with confidence. और एक चीज इसमें क्या है, you can also look at the charge balancing. So it's minus 2 plus 12 and this is plus 6 and plus 18. If you observe, the charges are not balanced. Can you tell me why?
So because water is not been added.
Correct.
Oxygen is not balanced.
Oxygen.
यहाँ पे oxygen balance नहीं है, तो if I just try to balance the oxygen with 7H2O and then the hydrogen with 14H plus, let's see. So यहाँ पे plus 14 और आ जाएगा. Now it becomes 24. तो यहाँ पर charge balancing के through ये भी हो गया. मतलब this would be the correct and final balanced redox reaction. यानी H plus भी दिया होता और water का coefficient भी पूछा होता, then also we would be able to answer that. तो एक simple technique है MCQs को solve करने का. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
For the following redox reaction, find the correct statement. कौन oxidize हो रहा है, कौन reduce हो रहा है, वो देखना है. Clearly, SN is undergoing.
Oxidation.
And iron is undergoing
Reduction.
So SN2 plus is undergoing oxidation. Yes. Fe3 plus is undergoing oxidation. No. Correct statement तो यही है. मतलब बाकी सबके statements false होने चाहिए. It is not a redox reaction. False ना?
Yes.
It is a redox reaction. And both SN2 plus and Fe3 plus are oxidized?
False.
Of course.
False.
Oxidation number of carbon in. What is this compound called?
Carbonic acid.
Carbonic acid. So carbon
+4.
oxidation number is +4 because +2 for hydrogen, X for carbon, -6 for oxygen, and you get the answer as +4. Which is the correct stock notation for manganese dioxide?
Mn4O2.
Yes, because stock notation mein oxidation number of metal is written in Roman numeral. So it's option D. And oxidation number of oxygen in superoxide is minus half. Clear? So we have all discussed this.
Yes, sir.
Which of the following halogen does always show oxidation state -1?
Fluorine.
Fluorine. As per the rule. And concept bhi bata diya hai. The process SO2 to S2Cl2 is
Reduction.
Why?
Because in the left it's +4 and the right is +1.
Correct. This will be 2x minus 2 equal to 0. So x requires +1 and +4 to +1 is a reduction. So the process is reduction. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Next. Few other questions I have already given for assignment along with the first one. So those I have not taken. Okay. So whatever I have taken apart from that, everything is being solved.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Which of the following redox couple is a stronger oxidizing agent?
B.
MnO4.
B.
पहले A में
MnO4
देखना
and
है.
Cl2.
You have to compare Cl to Br2 and this is a different question. You have to compare chlorine versus bromine, which is a stronger oxidizing agent. Now E0 value क्या indicate करता है? Chlorine is placed above bromine.
Yes.
Chlorine is above. It has a tendency to undergo ऊपर वाला.
So it is an oxidizing agent. Strong
Reduction, and
oxidizing
this will be forced to undergo oxidation. So this will be an
Oxidizing
agent and this will be a reducing agent.
Yes.
The stronger oxidizing agent is chlorine when compared to bromine. Similarly, permanganate versus dichromate. Permanganate. मतलब can I say higher E0 value indicates stronger oxidizing agent? एक ही बात है.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
This is a simple hint for you to understand. Similarly, which of the following redox couple is a stronger reducing agent? So you have to look at
There should be greater negative.
lower E0.
So lithium.
Lower E0 मतलब more negative हो जाएगा ना?
हाँ.
So the answer will be lithium when compared with magnesium. And second में
Zinc.
zinc. So the reason you can give is lower E0 value indicates a stronger reducing agent. So when both are negative, then more negative is to be selected. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's it. With this, we complete with redox reactions.